Hey, this is Shirlene here, and I'm going to talk tonight to you about is cinnamon toxic? That's something we generally don't think about cinnamon being toxic, but there's some problems with certain kinds of cinnamon and in too large of a dose. And so it's not just you eat cinnamon in a cookie and it's a problem. That's not what we're talking about. So let's kind of talk about first the health benefits of cinnamon, and there are many, 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 many. Studies have shown that according to experts, they say, and you can look up P-U-B, Med, MD. There's a lot of research there on cinnamon, herbs, spices, essential oils. Get a lot of information there. But according to experts, cinnamon can aid in weight loss, can help with controlled diabetes with your blood sugar levels, improve brain function, reduce nausea, boost immunity, and help detoxify the body. So what's the problem then? I mean, if it does all that, then hey, that's all good stuff, and it is all good stuff. But it's long been prized too in the medicinal properties of cinnamon have been known for thousands of years. They were used back as far as Egypt and other cultures. So, and it was used, spices and herbs were used then and still are in lots of cultures for medicinal properties, for medicine. So that's nothing new. That's a very old practice. Modern science has confirmed now what cultures have known for ages. Spices and herbs, including cinnamon, are good for us. But there is a dark side, and that's what I want to talk about today. Not so much to focus on the dark side, but just make you aware of the dark side so you know what's to help protect yourself. Knowledge is a very powerful thing. Spices can protect the body in many ways, including they can help fight infections, reduce inflammation. Cinnamon, popular in our Western culture, has the ability to help. Studies have shown it can help with reducing inflammation, reducing infections, even some say getting rid of infections, help with gas, improve the heart health. But it can be toxic if used in the wrong way, and that's what we're going to talk about, or that's what I want to make you aware of. According to PubMed, cinnamon can help keep us above the wellness line. It's a good thing. You can do a bit of research and you can find out the many benefits of cinnamon. I mean, they're out there. They're amazing. And I wouldn't want to go into all of those here because we just don't have time. By the way, I did just finish writing my newsletter. I do a health and wellness newsletter. You can Facebook me, tell me your best email and your name, and I'll be glad to add you to that. We talk a lot about cinnamon, spices, herbs, essential oils, toxins, how to get rid of toxins in your life. Exercise, eating healthy. There's just a lot of topics in that newsletter that I'd love for you to be a part of if you're interested in that. And we also have a wellness, Shirley's Healthy Living group, Facebook group that's free if you're interested. So we talk about these things. But cinnamon is made from the inner bark of trees and has been an ingredient used in cooking for many, many, many years, obviously. And we already talked about it being used back in Egyptian times and other cultures. It was also highly regarded back in those days as being something as valuable as a gift you would give a king. You know, like Jesus was given gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And frankincense and myrrh, we know, today we have frankincense and myrrh and essential oils. They were valuable gifts, as valuable as gold. And cinnamon was a very valuable gift fit for a king back in the ancient days too. Cinnamon is loaded with something called polyphenols. Those are antioxidants that help protect your body. So they're really good for that. They keep the body, help keep oxidative damage that's caused by free radicals under control. So that's a good thing. That doesn't mean you go eat a whole bunch of cinnamon, though, because that's not so good. In a study that compared the antioxidant activity of 26 spices, including garlic and rosemary. Now, those are really high-powered, as we know, things for a lot of things. I guess we're not going to get into all that here, but we know why we take garlic and oregano, and I take garlic every day. But cinnamon was the winner out of those 26, including garlic and oregano. So that's pretty powerful. PubMed, again, you can look up I encourage you to look up your own research too. PubMed shows that cinnamon may cut the risk of heart disease, and in those with type 2 diabetes, a half a teaspoon per day has been shown to be beneficial. But I'm going to get to the problem here in a minute because it's a health issue. Some studies also show that cinnamon may have some beneficial effects on neurodegenerative damage. In other words, helps with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So there's been some studies done on that it helps protect the neuron pathways. But these effects need to be further studied in humans before we can really make a case for that. A lot of the studies are done in test tubes and on animals. And they're going to have to do the studies in controlled groups to come up with some conclusions here that we can all say is for sure. But there's certainly promise here. Some studies also show that cinnamon may help with cancer, to help fight various kinds of infections. And again, these were animal test tube studies, but they still offer some promise for us. Cinnamon has not been proven at this time to stop an infection, though, in the human body. Only by maybe people's word of mouth or something, but the controlled studies haven't been done. So we don't know if cinnamon really affects us in humans so much. But there's, again, a lot of people do word of mouth studies, and I'm okay with that. If enough people say it, I kind of believe into it. But I think you have to be careful, and this is where I really want to get to. Not all cinnamon is created equal. And the cinnamon you purchase in your local supermarket, especially, well, not only the powdered cinnamon you cook with, it's probably the cassia variety, C-A-S-S-I-A. The cassia is the most common and the least expensive of the cinnamons. Ceylon, C-Y-E-L-O-N, is what they call true cinnamon. Ceylon is much healthier for you than cassia. Cassia is fine in small doses, like in cookies and cakes and pies. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you start taking capsules of cinnamon, and I've seen these so many times in the stores, you better know what's in them, because some of those things are 1,000 milligrams. You take them 3 times a day. If that's the cassia kind of cinnamon in there, my guess is that's too much. You're taking a large dose of something that could be toxic to you and even cause liver damage. That's where you have to be careful. Make sure you're taking cinnamon like for in capsules, that it's the Ceylon, C-Y-E-L-O-N. I wouldn't take anything else. I don't know that I'd take 3,000 milligram a day anyway. I think it's a lot, but there are problems. You know, sometimes a little bit's really good, but a whole lot's not so good. It's like we teach with essential oils. A drop or two of essential oil is a good thing, but a whole lot of essential oil can have a counter effect, can have a negative effect. So you're countering what good you might be doing. Just because a little bit's good, a whole lot is not good. Just keep that in mind, whether that's cinnamon, turmeric, whatever it is, essential oils, whatever it is. A little bit is good, too much can just be toxic. But if you're going to take cinnamon in larger doses, make sure it's the Ceylon, the true cinnamon, and because it's lower in something called coumarin, C-O-U-M-A-R-I-N. Ceylon, true cinnamon, has a lower level of cumin. That stuff is good for you. It's what helps provide a lot of the benefits of cinnamon. But your cassia cinnamon, which is your general cinnamon in the store, in the supermarkets, has too high of a level of coumarin in it. That's the problem with it right there. And in high doses, then it has the negative effect. So again, if you're looking at purchasing cinnamon, purchase the true cinnamon. Read labels, and I'm telling you, on everything I teach, Google, read your labels, know your sources. Know what you're buying, know what you can and can't do with it. That really is the bottom line. I do a lot of teaching on essential oils and toxic-free living just for that reason. People need to know. And I'll tell you another thing, too. Cinnamon now is used in toothpaste. That's something you're putting in your mouth day after day after day after day after day. Your mouth absorbs things from the toothpaste. It's in your mouth. It's a very absorbent area. I use non-toxic toothpaste with cinnamon in it, as other herbs and cloves and other things in it too. But it's made with the true cinnamon, not with the cassia cinnamon. So make sure you read that label and know what it is. Look it up and Google it and see if it's true cinnamon, because that's the kind you want in toothpaste and mouthwash, because you're using that daily and your body is absorbing it. So just those little things that you just need to be aware of, and you're giving these to your kids to use, and they're small, then you just have to be aware and know what's good and what maybe you need to avoid. Research has found that eating too much coumarin may harm your liver and actually increase your risk of cancer. Now, we just said cinnamon can lower your risk, but too much of this cassia cinnamon, because of the coumarin in it, then you can have a problem. So, and there could be other side effects. So putting a little batch of cassia cinnamon, the normal kind of cinnamon you buy, in a cookie or a spice cake or even a pumpkin pie, it's not going to hurt you. One, you're not eating that every day, I hope. And two, you're not using that much. But when you start going into capsules and mouthwash and toothpaste, you want to have what we call true cinnamon. CYELON. And there's other names you can Google. But whatever the name is on there, Google it and find out if it's true cinnamon. I actually did that with the stuff I buy, and I found out it's true cinnamon. I thought it would be, but I just wanted to make sure. So I did. But be careful on what you're doing. Know what you're buying. Know what you're eating. Look up PubMed MD for more research. Google online for research. I notice a lot of times, though, and I try to not do this so much, a lot of people, they'll tell you the benefits of something, benefits of cinnamon. Well, if you Google benefits of cinnamon, you're probably going to get benefits of cinnamon. But they don't tell you about this other part to be careful with. And I think that's confusing. I try to, go to the middle of the road. These are the benefits. Yes, this is good stuff. But be careful over here when you're looking at taking 3,000 and 5,000 milligrams and capsules a day of that stuff. One, that's probably way too much. It can thin your blood too much, for one thing. But two, you're getting too much of that, what can be toxic to your liver, unless you're getting what we call true cinnamon. So, which still has the problem in it, but it's a much lower dose, and it's just a lower level of the compound. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Cinnamon is excellent for you. It's a great spice. I love to use it. I use toothpaste, mouthwash with it, and if you need those, I'll be glad to help you get those. But just know what you're buying. Become a label reader. Avoid toxins at all costs, even if they're in your natural products like cinnamon. Because the word natural can mean a lot of things. Bug juice is natural. Comes from a bug, it's natural. But that's not something, and it's also used in products, not something I want. But make sure that you're getting, with cinnamon especially, the right kind of cinnamon, and then you know that it's lower in the coumarin and that you should be okay with it. And it's considered safe, and it's considered good for you, okay? Read labels, know what you're buying. Thanks for getting on. Everybody give me a high, at least one high, one like. Give me something. I don't see anybody say anything. Does anybody find some value here? Please share it. I can't read your names when I'm this far from the phone. But give me something on there so I know you're on here. I can find out later, but I'd like to kind of know now if you're on there. Hit the like button, guys. Share this, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a blessed day.